Well, hello. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Hopefully you get the weekend off. I don't get the weekend off, but I'll be busy boy playing gigs this weekend. Really excited about that. Not only do I work on guitars, but I also play them, and I play in live bands still. Yes, live music is still alive. It's pretty neat. Let me just do a real let's see, what do we call? Well, I'm going to do a promotion for my band. My name is Marshall Turner, and I am the lead guitarist and backing vocalist for the band Some People. We will be playing. Where the heck are we playing this weekend? We will be playing, at Barley Brown's in Baker City, Oregon. I think they're at 2201 Main Street in Baker City, Oregon. So if you're out and about in Oregon, come on down to the show. We're celebrating their 26th business anniversary, one of the best breweries in Oregon. And I want to give a big shout out right now. We'll be playing from 7 to 10 Saturday evening, which is tomorrow if you're in the United States. It's today if you're in Australia. I'm playing from 7 to 10, and I want to give a big shout out to Rocky Mountain Audio and Visual for doing the sound and staging for us. Steven over there has been an absolute dream to work with, a really super cool guy. There's other live music starting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The day is going to be a beautiful day. It'll probably be a high of about 83. So we're going to have some beautiful sunny weather and some very warm weather, and it's going to be really nice. And my band, Some People, will be entertaining y'all for tomorrow night. So come over, buy a whole bunch of beer, tons of beer. They have one of the best restaurants in Baker City of all of them. They have some wonderful food, a lot of German-themed food, and their beer is second to none. And they will, the owner of the business, the founder of the business will be there to talk a little bit about the business and what they do and how they do it. I also want to give a huge shout out to Ad Collard for his love of our band and him for contacting us about playing this event. We've done it. We played their 20th anniversary and just had a blast. And this year we're honored to be headlining the show. So come on over. You're going to hear a mix of ska, reggae, rock, and pop music from all ages post 1990. We are not a classic rock band and we are not a country band. So you will know the lyrics to every song that we play. So come over and sing along with us and enjoy some music. And it's going to get loud. So there you go. All right, let's get to work on this. I got to get this done. This beautiful Svk Stratocaster-shaped object belongs to a very good friend of mine who I've done tons of work for. And I've worked on this guitar other times on my channel. I want to adjust the my camera real quick here, just simply to... where are you? Fish. Want to see you play. Nice. Thank you. 1999. Cool. Yes, and I will start off by playing this thing to see what exactly is wrong with it. Let's see. Give me a moment here. I need to make an adjustment to the color on this because the guitar is not looking actually correct. Let's see. What's happening here? We need to get some more red in it. There we go. Let's see, contrast maybe a little bit. No, that's not it. Yeah, there we go. And let's see, the sharpness is looking good. Forgive me, I have to take a moment here. Let's see, maybe the temperature is incorrect. No, that's not really helping much. I can't really find the exact... Yeah, I'm not getting the exact color of this guitar. It's a beautiful red. We'll turn the autofocus off, and I'm going to bring that down a little bit to get my camera in really good focus. All right, there we go. Yeah, this is a very inexpensive guitar. It's an Svk, but we used to sell these here at our shop. We were a dealer for Svk, and they're beautiful guitars. I have since put a Fishman loaded pickguard in this for Mr. Terry, who owns this guitar. And one of the cool things is for such an inexpensive guitar, these things have stainless steel frets. Really, really amazing instrument. These frets will last forever. And I know that he's owned this guitar for going on 12 years, and there's zero fret wear on this thing. In fact, I think I sold him this guitar 12 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So you can correct me if I'm wrong. So let's plug this thing in, see what she sounds like first, and then we'll decide on what to do. Now, he's complaining, not really complaining. I'm going to get this camera up here so you can see clearly what I'm doing. And he's complaining that there's a bit of fret buzz on the treble B and E strings. And we're going to check and see if I can make it have some fret buzz, to see if I can figure out what's going on with that. This is the kind of attention to detail that I do with all of my clients. If you have me work on your guitar, know that it will get this exact attention. Because I am able to, because I work at such a small business, it's not Guitar Center, Sweetwater, Walmart, or any of the other major corporations. I'm able to take my time and spend some time with an instrument to make sure that I discover everything that's wrong with it. Boy, it's got that nice spanky. Plays really nicely. I set this thing up probably 6 months ago, and he was saying that there was some fret buzz at the 14th. And the 18th fret. 14, 15, 16, 17. Oops. Get my glasses out of the way. Now what I'm doing right now is checking to see if the strings aren't dented over the frets. If a string, which is why strings get worn out, it's not because they're old and dead. Most of the time it's because they get bent where you're fretting the notes. It's not, so you can imagine you've got the fret going like this, and if the string going over it has a little curve in it, like it's bent, like my finger, it does something like that. Oh my goodness. You guys got to say hi to my singer in my band. We'll get him here in just a second. If it does something like this, your fret buzz is going to happen on the opposite side of where you're fretting that note. So if you notice some fret buzz, that is a big reason why you will hear that fret buzz, is because the string is bent. It has nothing to do with the setup of your guitar. There you go. A little bit of guitar knowledge that I have discovered. And again, on this guitar, I'm really not... Now, also, what I do to check for fret buzz is push down. So I fret the note, let's say on the 12th fret, and then I push down on it here at the 13th fret to see how far down I have to push that string to make it hit or strike the 13th fret. And I can see the distance there, and I strike the note, it's nice and clear. Then I'll go to the 13th fret. Now, he was saying that he has buzz on the 14th fret, but let's see. It's the exact same distance. My eye is telling me that I'm pushing that string down exactly the same distance as I am here at the 13th fret. So that tells me that this fret is not low, right? If it was lower than the rest of them, I'd be pushing that string down further. And if that fret was lower, if I fret a note there, the string will strike the 15th fret. So I'm not seeing that, and I'm not seeing any dents. And I'm being really nitpicky about this because this guy's got a gig tonight, and I have to have this guitar ready for him to play tonight. That's the kind of attention that I give to my clients. Working musicians come first on my bench, and I don't care what I'm working on. It does not matter. That is our store policy. Now I'm checking the same thing here, making sure that I'm pushing the string down the same distance. Just because if I have no fret buzz there and I push the string down that far, if I move up a fret and push the string down the same distance, I know that there should not be fret buzz there. So you can see that all of these notes are very clear. The other thing is when you're checking for fret buzz, I've watched a lot of guys do this. They go like this. You're not fretting the notes cleanly. Make sure fret the note clean. Because this doesn't tell you if you have fret buzz or not. You might hear fret buzz, but it's not buzz. It's because you're not playing the guitar correctly. Take your time. So what we're going to do, I'm going to check the string action on this one. It is extremely low. This gentleman, we have set this guitar up. Again, it's a really inexpensive guitar, but we have set this thing up to where the string action at the 17th fret, it's a Stratocaster, so we measure the string action at the 17th fret. We have that set literally at 2/64ths of an inch, which on most guitars you can't get away with, but on this one, it's so well built that we can. So we're going to just double check the string action, and we might raise it. And the way I'm going to do that, I'll show you real quick here. And then I've got to get onto this Telecaster. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place my hex key in that slot, and it's pointed that direction. And I'm going to check the saddles. And I know I set this up last time because they're all perfectly flat with the relationship to the top of the guitar. They're laying perfectly flat. You don't want them tilted. That's not a good thing, because then you don't have a good accurate balance. Or a reference, I should say. So what I'm going to do is take my Allen key and literally 1/2 turn. This makes sure that I make the adjustment on every pole piece on this, or saddle adjustment screw, the exact same amount. So all I'm going to do is move that screw 1/2 turn and stop. And I put it in this one, and I move it 1/2 turn. And if you do this on your own, absolutely make certain that you're using the exact right size hex key. You would not believe how many guitars I've worked on where the hex, the female socket of the pieces are stripped, simply because somebody didn't go to the store and buy a set of properly sized hex keys. So another little bit of advice. Yeah. What state is the shop? Oh boy, Fish 1999. Hey, welcome to the channel, and thank you for subscribing. We're located in La Grande, Oregon. Let's see. I'll give you the address and our phone number. You can call me. We're at 111 First Street, La Grande, Oregon, 97850. And you can call me at 541-963-5933. That should go. There we go. That's where we're located. I'm in Oregon, and I do work for people from all over the country. I have guys ship me their guitars, but I have to be honest. In a recent past, I did some extensive work, and some very expensive work on a Gibson custom shop Les Paul. And
you're busy, but I just want to tell you the guitar is great.
Doctor, thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it. It's great to hear.
It's wonderful.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Do you remember what kind of strings you put on it?
Yes, Ernie Ball 11s.
Okay.
Let me get them for you.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
I think the ones on there are okay for now.
okay. Oh, they're in good shape still?
Ernie Ball 11?
Yeah, they're 11 to 53s. I'll show you. I can't remember exactly.
Well, actually, give me a pack. Okay.
These are about
That's what I thought. I used to use those years ago.
What's that?
I used to use those years ago, then I sort of switched to Martin.
I think the strings both for Martin and Ernie Ball are made at the same factory in the same place on the planet. So I've been using these for years, and I like to use these, especially like on a guitar like yours that sustained an injury like it did, simply because they're lighter gauge than 12s.
Yeah, I always use the light gauge.
Okay, yeah, these are my favorites.
Yeah. Part of the reason I went with Martin is I thought they would last longer.
That's a subject of great debate.
That's what I thought.
Now, if you want a set of strings that will last longer, there are some coated strings out there. We use clear tones here.
Yeah.
You can't tell they're coated. And Mike has been using them on his Martin and Chris on his Taylor for years now.
Both of the Martin extended life ones.
Yeah, well, is that what you're using?
Yeah, that's what I do.
That might be a good choice.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a string snob because none of them really sound any different. You'd have to have bionic hearing.
Yeah.
And I think most of us have damaged our hearing over the years. But
I have trouble hearing when they're old.
yeah, they kind of get dead. But I was just talking about this on my live stream. Oftentimes strings aren't dead because they're old and dirty. It's because where you fret the string next to that fret, the string gets bent over on the fret.
Okay.
If you run your fingers across those strings really lightly and feel them, you'll feel little bumps at each fret.
Oh, okay, I understand.
And usually it's on the G or the D string and the B. You can feel them. If you start feeling any dents at all, change them.
So somebody like me that isn't smart enough to lift their fingers up probably has that happen a lot.
That can be, and also just over time of playing them. All strings will do that. I don't care how light of a touch or how heavy you mash them. They will bend on those frets. The frets are harder than the metal that's in the string. So
my touch is just far too heavy because I'm trying to make up for the fact that I can't get my fingers at the right time.
Well, are you going to take those with you today? Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Scott, give me just a second.
Oh, dude, I'm not doing anything.
Take 5.
I'm taking 2.
2 minutes.
Taking 10. 20, 10.
I was listening to that redo of
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
That guy can play the slide. Holy gosh. I was watching a video with him, and it was him, John Mayer, and somebody else, and everybody on stage just stopped playing and was just like watching Derek Trucks play, you know, because he was just ripping the hell out of it, and everybody kind of just stopped and was like, what's he doing over there?
I never knew till a couple of years ago he was named after him.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let me also add this. It's important that you don't change the brand or gauge or springs on that guitar. Even changing, if you buy a set of Diodarios that are 11 to 52 or whatever, Martins, the strings are potentially different. Meaning that if you have, you know, it might be an 11 and your D string might be a 32. At that point, the setup work that I've done on your guitar to make it exactly where it is, you got a little more tension on that. We're talking a tiny little bit, but my rule for myself, and I tell all my clients, is stick with the same gauge and brand as string and just use it. And, you know, if you want to change brands or gauges of strings, at that point it's really important to bring the guitar and let us do another setup on it. It's very important because I know these are the strings that I used on the guitar.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember. I used to use those years ago, so if you showed it.
Yep.
I think like ding in my head.
Well, I change my strings all the time, and so buying coated strings, which are more expensive than these, is pointless for me because I play so much. So for someone that may not play that much and you want to have a straight set string last you a really good long time, still, these will work just fine. The coated strings, that's what's up.
I don't think I have played that much, but maybe it is.
So I have to change that benefit. We need to get you booked into a gig.
I don't think so. Maybe with my harmonica. That would might be cool.
You know, they do an open mic down at HQ.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Chris is my son-in-law. So
Oh, okay. Yep. Excellent.
I'm always having
I
fun.
just saw him last night. Okay. Stu, can you bring this one up? I gotta get over to that. I gotta get that guitar done by 1 o'clock today.
All right.
Scott.
Take your time. I'm not in a hurry. I was just saying hi.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
I set that tailwind right there. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Here, I'll slide it like this. That way it's out.
Hey, sorry about that little interruption, you guys. I had clients. Dr. Minogue. He's a doctor. Believe me, I take care of him. I may need him one day. He's the last person you want to need when he's at work. I hope that makes sense.
Exactly.
There it is.
Ooh, very cool. Oh man, that's a cool looking pickup.
Yeah.
Shopper T.
That's the one.
I was looking on their site and they have about every color in the world that you can get their pickups done in and stuff, which is the little pickup covers and stuff.
Yeah.
I of course want black on that one and then I'll do white on my Strat. But yeah, dude, that's so cool.
I think that for these, they even make covers that have fake pole pieces on them. So it would
look like a real, like an original pickup. Well, heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Well, we're on camera right now. You got to say hello. I want to introduce you guys all to the vocalist and guitar player in my band, Scott Nearing.
How's it going, you guys?
He is going to be singing for us all this weekend. We get to sing together.
Barley
I'm
Brown.
hoping I can sing this weekend.
Oh, you're sounding much better.
Yeah, but I'm still not 100%, but it's getting it. So we're going to be playing at Barley Brown's this weekend. We're going to have some fun.
Super excited about that.
And he just got a brand new telly, which was on my show, a couple weeks ago, I think.
Probably.
Yep, I did a full setup on that. We're going to put a new pickup in that, and I may televise that today. We'll see. YouTubeize it today is what we'll see. And we're putting
Chopper T.
Yep. The good old Chopper T. He's got a beautiful Telecaster that he inherited from a friend, and a mutual friend of ours who didn't make it out of this world alive. And so it's kind of sad, but we're making that thing live on. So he'll be proud.
Yeah.
So, I get to put this pickup in his guitar, and he has to play it tomorrow night. So
yeah, we don't do things a week before. You got to do it last minute. I could have gotten him the guitar Monday easily, but no, we wait till Friday.
Preparation, whatever. So here we go, and now I got to get this thing done.
Cool.
So
I'll leave you to it. These
right.
SVKs are fun.
You remember this guitar?
I do. I remember that one.
Well, we've both probably changed strings on this 50 times a piece.
I know.
Scott used to work here at the shop, and in fact, he's the reason I work here. They started playing in a band with him, I think, and he's like, "Hey, you should come down and work at the shop." So I did.
Come work at the music shop. It's a great spot.
It's his fault. He
my
also
fault.
He also owns a business here in town. It's called it's not Desires, is it?
Not anymore. We used to be Desires. It's now Heady Shop. It started out as New Visions, 20 some years ago or whatever, the old head shop, and then we took it over and been running that for 10 years or so. It's a fun one.
So is it New Vision? What's it called again?
Heady Shop.
Heady. So if you need any paraphernalia or other types of adult entertainment,
that's us.
Hit them up. I think you guys have a website, right?
Totally.
Okay. Totally. So go check them out. Cool. There we go. And also be sure to subscribe, or not subscribe, but go to Facebook, look up Some People, SUM People, and like the page. And you'll find out when we're playing. We are booked solid.
Yep. And more and more and more and more. Holy crap.
We got people, venues fighting over us.
We do.
It's
fist fights. We're gonna start Some People fights where the venues will battle each other for a game.
Right. We're gonna have the venues are gonna have to have boxing matches, WMMA fights.
Exactly.
Okay, brother.
I'm out of here.
All right, I'll call you when she's ready. Okay. So it's kind of cool. I get to take that telly home. Oh, and it's a gorgeous telly. I get to take it home tonight and check, make sure my work is adequate when I put this new pickup in it. Now, and I'll be brief about this. We picked the Chopper T because I put a chopper in the same exact pickup, only this is made for a Telecaster bridge position. I put a Chopper T in the middle position on my Strat, and since that time, I am kicking myself because I wish I had put it in the bridge. The chopper pickup from DiMarzio, it's DiMarzio, right? They are absolutely fantastic humbucking pickups. Now, mine also has a coil tap wired into it, so with the tone pot all the way down, they're humbuckers. It works as a humbucker. I lift up on it, and I've now got 3 single coils. And dang it, I wish I'd put this in my bridge position, which we're going to do in his new telly. So we'll get to that soon enough. No, time to get this guitar fixed. Mitch, hello, brother. Good to see you. We got to have you on Jamland again. Sounds perfect. Yeah, dude, I agree. It sounds pretty darn good. And the gentleman that was just in here also, I want to say this, is Dr. Minogue. And there's a video on my my YouTube channel about a Takamine. Dr. Minogue owns a beautiful Takamine, and he's a very well-respected doctor in our community. He's helped taking care of thousands upon thousands of people. Very, very respected man, and a very, very kind man. He's so cool, and it's so cool to get to work for people like that. There's a video on my channel of a Takamine that was broken. When it came in, it was in 3 pieces. The neck was broken completely in half, 2 pieces. And then also the heel of it was removed from the body of the guitar. There's an entire video of me playing the guitar, after I fixed it, throughout the entire video. And you can watch the repair work that I did on that, which was a massive job. But fortunately, the guitar was broken as perfectly right on the seams as you could hope for a guitar wood to be broken, like breaking a stick, and it's just perfectly so you could stick it back. We were all very lucky on that, and that guitar turned out fantastic. There's also a song I recorded with my friend Mark Tanner from Australia. God bless you, Mark. Happy Saturday. We did what's the name of that song? It's a Alter Bridge song. Somebody help me. Watch Over You. Watch Over You. Check those out, and you'll get to see a guitar that was broken in 3 pieces, but in all the playing in that video, it's after I repaired that guitar and recorded all those guitar parts. So really cool to be able to do that. All right, so I've raised this first saddle. Now, one thing I did notice is that this saddle is a little bit crooked, so I'm going to even it out. The one side of it's just slightly lower, and that one little quarter turn is enough. Now, I'm going to check the string height on this. Where's my measuring device? Where's my string? There it is. It was hiding. So I use one of these. We're going to check our string action. 3/64 at the 17th fret, which is exactly what I like on a Stratocaster. That's on the E string, the treble E string. And we're at about 2/64 on the B string. So we're gonna set these all up at 3. So I'm raising his string action ever so slightly. And I'm going to make very subtle movements on this to make sure, and I'm making certain that this saddle sits perfectly level with the relationship to the top of the body. 3/64, looking good. 3/64 on the G string, looking good. 3/64 on the D string. I'm going to go ahead and lift this one ever so slightly, a quarter turn. And that saddle is very flat. This is the attention to detail that you should take when you're adjusting your guitars yourself. Now, the A string is just a little bit off kilter, but let's check our height. That little movement didn't even raise it a 1/2 Now, on the A string, I want to raise that one also. I need to raise the one side of it. This side is just a slightly low. And I just wanted to check, make sure my cameraman was staying with me. He drinks a lot, so there we go. Slight little movement. Let's check our string action. about 3.5 64. So that's pretty good. I like that on the lower strings. Now we got really super low string action on this guitar. All right. And now I'm looking across the instrument to make sure that my strings are following the neck radius, and they very much are. Looks really, really accurate. So let's tune her back up and see what's happening here. And I don't believe that I've really solved much in the way of string buzz or fret buzz. Sometimes fret buzz is different for the owner than it is for the tech, because I have to say, I don't play like him. So it's sometimes it's difficult to determine. Well, I'm gonna give us. I'm using a snark tuner, by the way. This one is 7 years old. I've had it on my bench for 7 years. It survived all this time. It's very special to me. I had a I'm going to have to do a little bit of intonation work, and I need to put new strings on this. These are pretty new. Definitely needs an intonation setup. Sounds great though. And these are Fishman pickups. So they're very silent. Zero fret buzz. Zero buzz. I'll probably turn on some overdrive here. Let's see. Definitely needs some intonation. I don't even want to play it anymore because the intonation is definitely out. And small adjustments like raising the string action and things like that will absolutely change your intonation. So when you make an adjustment like that on your instrument, re-intonate your guitar. Because for somebody with really good relative pitch and you're up on stage playing and I'm listening, I can hear that your guitar is not in tune, even though your tuner tells you that it is. So keep that in mind. Many vibes. Now it's distortion. Oh, yes. Brother, good to see you. You can hear fret buzz when I strike a chord. Well, I need to quit hitting it so hard, I think. But let's try that again, and I appreciate that feedback. I personally am not hearing that, but that could be that you're hearing distortion in this microphone. But I also am using some distortion on the guitar. So I will double check. And also keep in mind it's a single. Oops, sorry. Let me point my camera guy. He drinks a lot again, so you got to be careful. He just can't keep up. Again, if you're checking for fret buzz, do it slowly. You know, one other thing I need to do before I do this, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking too much. Oh, where's my capo? Let's check our neck relief. Should do things in the proper order. Neck relief, string action, intonation. We have the neck is absolutely too flat right now. And we got to change that. I just want to double check this. Okay. So I want to adjust the neck relief. The neck is very much flatter than I really like on an instrument like this. So remember, never use power tools on a guitar. Okay, just remember I said that, because if you use a power tool on an electric guitar, you'll strip the screws out. Okay, just so you know. Probably going, what are you doing? You didn't even take the string, didn't loosen the string action or the string tension. Nope. Totally unnecessary. But that's just me. So we don't have enough neck relief on this guy. So that's got a 4 mil, looks like. So I need to get my light. Gotta get my light out. Where's my light? Where'd my flashlight go? Dang nabbit. All right. All right, who borrowed my flashlight? Where is it? Where is my flashlight? Where's my flashlight? Oh, here's one. I'll use this one. This was a gift from one of my guitar students. Check that out. Cool little flashlight. Look at that. Isn't that bright? Here you go. Oh, boy. Okay. Here's a perfect example of why you have to use. Now, this is probably why the neck relief is not adjusted properly, because someone has stripped out the truss rod wrench, and I don't remember that being stripped out on this guitar, but I work on hundreds of guitars. So I need to be able to turn that truss rod a little bit on this thing, and someone has stripped the truss rod out by using the wrong size hex key. This started out as a 4 mil, and somebody has stripped that out. Dang it. This is something that really annoys me. If you don't have the right tool for the job, don't do it. Because this guitar has now been... If you can't adjust the truss rod on an instrument, my humble opinion, it's useless. The instrument's become been turned into something. There we go. Okay, so I can get a bite. There we go. It definitely has been stripped. So I'm going to move it about that far. Boy, that's annoying. Arrgh. Don't turn those if you don't have the right wrench. Please. Arrgh. Okay. I know, you're probably going, what the heck are you doing? You didn't even loosen the strings. I know. I never do. Not on something like this. Why would you do that? It's unnecessary. Again, never use power tools on a guitar. You can use them on basses, but don't use them on a guitar. There we go. Let's see. Wow, that's interesting. Looks like a neck angle just changed. Let me check. Check what's happening here. Excuse me. I'm still coughing a little bit, man. I've got this. I've had a pretty nasty lung infection. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That should help. That little adjustment. Don't use power tools on your guitars. It's just a bad idea. There we go. Now let's check our neck relief. Arg! That truss rod is barely, that wrench is just barely getting a bite on that. Hey, arg. And I know I'm not the only one who has worked on this guitar. But I've worked on it a few times, but I don't think I've ever had to turn the truss rod. But at this point, I think it's important because the neck was way too flat. Now we're talking. It's a feeler gauge. Oops, you can't see what I'm doing here. I get that pointed in my camera guy. He drinks way too much. It should feel the string, not move the string. You should just feel it. And at the 6th fret and 7th fret, at the 6th fret, it is definitely just feeling the string. So, should be good. Let's check our tuning and see what happens here, because just that little tiny adjustment could correct the fret buzz. Ah, yeah. Let's see what happens here. Where's my cable? Oh, come here. Plug her in. I've got to get this thing done by 1 o'clock my time today, because the guy that owns this guitar is headed out. Glasses out of the way. Feeling pretty confident about the small movements we made on this thing. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes it takes a lot more. Check our string action one more time. Interesting. There we go. Sometimes we go one way and then we got to go the other way. And the other thing is that in pulling the neck off of the guitar, it's possible that I've changed the neck angle. In fact, I probably did. And Now the string action is a little bit too high. So we're going to have to go over this whole setup again. Now these strings, normally I wouldn't do this with a used set of strings, but these strings are dang near brand new. So I'm feeling pretty confident that these strings are adequate to do a setup like this with. There we go. And also, I know this player, and I know exactly what he wants on his guitars. So I know exactly where and what he likes with respect to his string action. So I'm putting it right back to that point. I can't wait to put that new pickup in that Telecaster today. That's going to be super fun. A little too far on that one. So sometimes, you know, these little easy adjustments, you might call it, they aren't necessarily so easy. You got to redo, check, redo something, check again, redo something else. It is the way it goes. But that's why guys bring their guitars to me, because they know that I'm going to take the time that's necessary to make sure that their guitar is set up as perfectly as possible. And they know that I know them and what they expect. I always say my toughest client is my boss. Clean as a whistle. I like it. Isn't this fun? Entertaining? am I playing? Recognize that solo? Okay. I am very, 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 very happy with how that guitar is feeling and how it sounds. I'm not hearing any fret buzz. I'm able to bend notes properly. The owner of this guitar generally tells me that he doesn't bend more than a 2-fret bend or a full step in most cases. With my personal guitars, I like to get a full 3-fret or 1.5 steps easily with mine. I'm not worried about doing that on this guitar because he does not play like that. Yeah, and initiate a pencil date and abbreviate your name underneath the neck. Yeah. Sometimes I do that, but not Grapevine. Very good. Nice. Yeah, sometimes I do that, and a lot of times, especially on acoustic guitars, if I pull or electric guitars that have a truss rod cover, I'll often put a little note. I'll roll it up and put it underneath the truss rod cover so that when the owner or somebody takes that off 30 years from now, which is commonly the case, they'll find a little note from me in there. It's really fun. Usually it says something to the effect of, may this guitar bring you years of musical joy. MT, whatever date it was, right? Okay, time to put some strings on this. And I know that he wants some 9-gauge. Slinkies, give me a moment. I gotta get some strings. Forgive me, guys. I'm still coughing a little bit, which I'm feeling a whole lot better, boy. I got a nasty, whatever that bug was, man alive. You do not want it. It's terrible. So, time to put some strings on this. Put new strings on this. We'll do it. Here we go. This is the good old boring part of this job. Because how many times have you watched somebody put strings on a guitar? Especially me, if you've watched my channel very much, hundreds and hundreds of times. But I have a very specific way I like to put strings on a guitar, and I definitely did not put these strings on the guitar. And let me show you how I know that. Now, I know the owner of this guitar probably put strings on this last time. I don't think he lets anybody else work on his guitars, but you will never see me do this or this or this. When I put strings on a guitar, I cut them off literally as close to the shaft as I can, because this is begging to poke your finger at a gig. So I never do that. But to each his own. I know that when I'm done changing strings on this guitar, it would take a miracle for someone to actually poke their finger on one of the ends of the string. So I never leave any string sticking out like that. I know that this is done on a lot of cases just because it might be easier or quicker, whatever the case might be. But I never do that. I always cut them off so that no one can poke their finger with them. I don't want to get sued, you know. The guy put strings on my guitar and I poked my finger. Not on me. Not on my watch. Right. I always think about the next guy too. I mean, if another tech had to work on this guitar and he poked his finger because of the way I put strings on a guitar, that would ruin my day and his. We all know how terrible that feels to get your finger poked. That's terrible. And I've definitely been poked a few times. Not too many, because I know better. It only takes once, and then you learn not to do that again. It's kind of like getting a spanking when you're a kid. Not that you can spank your children anymore. You go to prison for it. But, yeah, let's see. Oh, and I like this. It's got a nice, big, fat bridge on this thing. Really killer guitars for being as affordable as they are. These things are really well built. Big old hefty block in there, so it helps with sustain and resonance and all that stuff. It's a tone block. That's what I call it. Tone block. Glenn Fricker would have his way with me if I said something like that, right? No such thing as tone wood, right? Right? Okay. Let's get some strings on this bad girl, and we will get some intonation going on this and send her home. We know we have no fret buzz. I don't know what this oh, that's for the Fishman pickups. That's right. You have to recharge these pickups. Oh, and before I do this, also, I got ahead of myself once again. I need a new rag. Let's clean this baby up so when he's playing his gig tonight, it looks all shiny, blinds the audience. That's the idea, is that your guitar has to be shiny and clean so that when the audience is watching you play, they cannot see you. All they can see is the luster and shine from your instrument. Oh, where are you? You think I got a big enough bottle of this stuff? Now, on the bottle, it says, do not spray directly on the instrument. Okay. 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 Don't spray it directly on the body of the instrument. Okay. Okay. It is kind of a good idea to not be real excessive with any kind of liquid polishing compounds. Getting it on plastic. There is potentially stuff in the polish. I use a good old Dunlop 65, which I've been using for decades now. I love it. But there is known cases where that stuff has caused plastic to kind of change a little bit. So on the top of this thing, I'm going to spray it on my rag. And there's some guck all over this guitar. So this thing's going to be in really beautiful, clean shape, much cleaner than it was when it got here. And this guy really usually takes really excellent care of his guitars. They come in and they're really usually super clean, which I really appreciate because it saves me a bunch of time and saves him a bunch of time paying me to clean his guitar. But he's got a gig tonight, so let's make it pretty, right? And I do this on every guitar, just cleaning them. That's how you clean a guitar right there. If you have a different process for cleaning a guitar, put her in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I'm never above or beyond learning something new. Or if you have a product that you like to use outside of what I'm using, I'm always up for trying that. Trying new stuff out. I don't know what he had on this guitar, but there was drips of something on this thing. There we go. The fingerboard looks in really good shape, and I know that I oiled this fingerboard within the last year, so I'm not going to overdo that. Over oiling your fingerboard is as bad as not oiling it. It can really cause some problems, make it sticky and not feel comfortable. All right. My pancreas is yelling at me. Okay. What's it saying? I got to check this. Okay. Let me see. Do I have? Yeah, I got to take a little bit of insulin, folks. Give me just a second. My blood glucose is at 140 right now, which is way too high. I need to keep that down at 100. So I have to take a shot real quick. This is a way of life for me. I have to do it. If my syringe triggers you, I'm sorry. I'm not an addict or use drugs of any kind. I am a diabetic, and I have to do this 8 to 10, 12 times a day sometimes to make sure that I'm healthy and fit so that I can live a long and productive life without health problems. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's I have also just some kind of babbling here, but I do have a history of dealing with drug addiction in my family. And if you have a struggle with that, send me a note. Write me a letter. Hey, man. Yeah, get away from that shit.
Yeah, that's it.
If you ever feel like putting that shit in your body again, call me. You have my phone number. It's in the text.
Call me too. We'll fucking take you and feed you and go to a movie.
Yep. You have to.
Mini golf, anything.
Yep. You have to decide to quit. Nothing. Anybody can help you with that. Nobody can help you with that. But there you go. That's my story. I am always available. My email address is in my YouTube description. You can email me, and I know people. I've had to deal with it in my life, and I've watched people be successful, and I've watched people fail, and tragic to see people destroy their lives over something like that. And just so you know, leave that alone. I just have to take shots every day because I'm a diabetic. And I've had to do that since I was 11 years old. And that is just the way it is. I always tell, I've told a lot of people with regard to that subject, if you ever feel like putting that shit in your body again, call me. Right? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about all the terrible shit that's going to happen to you, right? So I hope none of you are having any trouble with that sort of stuff, and I think everybody alive has had to watch it destroy a loved one or a friend's life. It's tragic. So. What I think is funny is how musicians, especially guitar players, they can't play without having a couple of drinks. Did I say that? I think it's funny. Can't play. I play better when I've had a couple beers. I don't care who you are. If you're doing something and drinking, you're worse at it. Usually way worse. I don't care if you're fishing. You're a worse fisherman if you're drinking while you're doing it. Doesn't everybody drink when they're fishing? I am not anti-drug, and I'm not anti-drinking a beer. Not at all. I am not at all that way. I would be a hypocrite if I said that. All right, let's tune her up, stretch them out. And I ain't kidding about sending me an email. Also, I want to compliment one of my fellow YouTube creators, Quentin James, to have the to do the right thing. He did the right thing, and he has an amazingly fun channel. He's a really he's a fun guy. Has a lot of really cool people that attend his channel and go to his live streams. And all I can say is that he did the right thing to me when I needed it to happen to me. And I compliment him on what he did. He did the right thing. If you don't know Quentin James, go to his channel right now and subscribe to his channel, because he's a really good dude. I think he might be located. I think he might be in Tennessee. I could be wrong about that. Really cool dude. He got me one time because I was putting strings on a left-handed guitar, and when I was putting them in the guitar, I put them in backwards, meaning the opposite way. So I put the low E here and the high E here. And it was a good one. I had such a laugh. He put like a little short on his channel showing me do that. So up until a couple weeks back, we were always joking about left-handed stuff. He'd be working on his camera, and I'd say something like, "It's a left-handed camera." Or he'd be talking about driving his car, and I'd tell him it's a left-handed car. Really fun. Go subscribe to his channel. He's really super fun. He's live quite often, and he does some really fun stuff. Anyway, there you go. Also, be sure to go check out Jamprosound, who is putting out some pretty cool information these days. Yeah. Okay, Fish, let me answer that question. I'm bending the string. I'm using my thumb and my forefinger and my middle finger. You can see how my fingers are like pretty dug out. I'm pitching the string like this, and I'm stretching it through the entire length of the string instead of just pulling it in the middle. In doing this, it allows me to put stress on every portion of that string from here to there, and it will save you a lot of wasted time tuning your guitar when you could have had it perfectly in tune, and it would stay in tune if you'd stretch your strings properly. I have been a big advocate for stretching your strings properly. The way I do it, I am not saying that anything and everything I do on here is the right way to do it, but I've only been playing guitar since I was 6 and putting strings on them since I think I put the first set of strings on a guitar when I was about 8. And at that age, a guy showed me to do that with it. And I was like, oh, it hurts my fingers. Well, yeah, it does. But guess how well my guitars stay in tune. Tomorrow night, I'm going to put strings. I have a gig tomorrow night. And I'm taking 2 guitars to our gig tomorrow night. I'm taking my Black Les Paul and my Strat. Let's see, what time is it getting to be? Yo, you're very welcome, Fish. Okay, we're at 12:30. I have got to get this thing done. Okay, so I'm going to shut up now. I'll put strings on my guitar tomorrow around noon, and I will not probably have to tune it more than once during the entire set. So that's my story, and I am sticking to it. And the reason I can do that is because I stretch them so well at home. And yes, I have broken a lot of strings in the process of stretching them, and that's just because I get a little aggressive. So let's check our intonation on this thing, see how our intonation. I'll get my camera up here. Hopefully you can see the let me get this tuner. I've got to get hustling here. Let's see, this is a Phillips. Okay. And when you're doing using a tuner like this, it's good to use the neck position pickup or the neck and the center position. Seems to hear. So definitely the intonation has changed on this. Now you want to be careful doing this because you can break a string by moving the saddles on a Strat shaped object. Not so often on a Les Paul because you don't have the same tension being created by moving the saddles, but just be careful. Sometimes it's a good idea to reach up and detune the string a little bit before you adjust the saddle. There we go. Hopefully you can see that tuner. We're a little bit sharp. And you can see that these tiny adjustments that I've made in the string action have changed the intonation on the guitar. Which means that had I sent this home and not checked the intonation on this guitar after changing the string action, the intonation was off and he would have sounded out of tune while playing his show tonight. Now, you'll notice that that string is landing a little bit flat. I'll start to move. I prefer to have it in that way. That's as close as you can pretty much possibly get with intonation, but I'd rather have the string intonated slightly flat than sharp, because we can't bend a string flat, right? You can bend a string sharp, and most of the time when you play a chord and it's not in tune, it doesn't sound like your guitar's in tune, it's because you're bending one of the strings sharp, which is a whole technique thing. I'm also a guitar teacher, so there's that. And there's nothing worse than listening to somebody play guitar when it's out of tune. It just bugs me. Any instrument out of tune. I have really good relative pitch, so there we go. So every string is pretty much needed a small adjustment. And sharp is way worse than flat. Sometimes if you have a string that's just intonated a little bit incorrectly, you can make up for it by when you hit that string bending the note a little bit. I'm going to move that one a tiny little bit further. I wonder if Terry's at home watching this right now. He's at home going, "Ah, my guitar is going to be so sweet tonight." And it is. And I'll check it before I'm done. We're getting right up near the end of getting this one finished.
Boy, that.
Now, here's another thing that I do after I'm done changing strings. I bend them all really dramatically. And you can see how far I just knocked this guitar out of tune just by doing that. Now, not many people would actually play a guitar that radically, except for maybe guys like Zakk Wylde or myself. But as you can see, in doing that, I've knocked this guitar way out of tune, and I've saved the owner of this guitar from doing something like that tonight and having his guitar fall completely out of tune. What's happening?
Not much, buddy. How's it rolling over here?
Well, it's almost done.
I got that deck installed real quick. I like doing that.
You got a deck?
Yeah, I already did it. Yeah.
You already did it?
Yeah, I did while we were
Jeez.
goofing off. I stuck it in there. Ford truck, so it was either real easy or real hard, and that one was real easy quick.
Love it.
And he was thrilled.
Excellent.
He was in town for the rodeo stuff out, and he just happened happened onto us, and he needed a stereo desperately. So
This weekend is a livestock show, right?
yeah. All right.
Sound in tune? Wait, I gotta. Is that better?
Oh, it's warming my heart. That's soothing my soul.
We have special ways of tuning guitars here. It's now what I'm doing here is kind of checking the intonation of the guitar. I can play a chord up here and it sounds in tune. Now there's nothing such as a straight fretted instrument that has perfect intonation. Nothing. You'll never get it perfect. It's impossible. But, you know, if I was playing a song like, I don't know, Red Hot Chili Peppers. If that sounds good, you're probably intonated just right. Well,
If it sounds bad, it means you've been hanging around me.
Yeah, if it sounds bad, Stu tuned it.
You got it.
So I'd like to. Okay, I'm gonna do. Okay, let's let me see. What do I want to play? What should I play? I'd say this guitar sounds fantastic.
I need you to do me a huge solid.
Okay.
Would you and Stewie go take the Yukon over, hook up the
Oh, the trailer.
and take it out to Commercial Tire.
Oh,
Ask them to put tires on it.
yeah.
And then take the van, of course.
Okay.
So you can have.
All right.
So,
Oh, we got to take the Yukon to hook the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Perfect timing. I'm just done with this.
Are you? Okay.
Terry's.
all right.
I had to get that one done. Yes. Yeehaw. All right. That right there. That right there was my boss. And I got to do what he says, right? Okay. Okay. On you about 19. Okay. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I've got to run an errand real quick. We've got to get a trailer repaired. This guitar is done. I gave it a good run through and a good test, and I feel like I'm confident that when Terry plays his guitar tonight at his show, he will absolutely love it. It's going to stay in tune for him. It's going to sound great, and it's about as perfectly intonated as it can be. Thank you for stopping in. If you enjoy what you've seen, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up. That all helps my channel do well. And if you do donate to the channel, I prefer PayPal or Venmo. So there you go.
You can go ahead and do your job and not do any personal stuff.
Oh, is Chris going?
Yeah.
I can go right now. Chris has
I
other
have a
stuff.
bunch of plumbing that I'd like you to do at my.
I'm feeling really sick right now. I think I gotta.
As promised,
Right.
The only plumbing you ever have to do is this.
That's right. Turn it. Okay.
Except, no, that's not true.
No.
You went over and fixed my hot water
Fix
heater.
that hot water heater. That took pipe wrenches and a hammer.
I wonder why you've been so crappy to me the
Right.
last 6 months. And I don't blame you.
Right. Nah, I love doing it. I love helping people out. I am a journeyman plumber also, so I get to help my boss once in a while when he has plumbing problems. So if you have questions about your plumbing or your guitar setup or anything, hit me up with an email. Also, we're going to be doing a Jamland here soon. I don't have an exact date. Hoping to have Tim Roberts, Texas Jackdaw, and Crangis, and maybe Smiling Bill on the next one that we do. And that's become a really fun program that I've been able to get going. And we may have a very, very special guest on soon. I'm not going to say his name. So there you go. Have a great day. Peace, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. All right.